There's no such thing as sight reading. And if you're in the key C major, C is always the tonic. However, we have 7 different possible harmonies in the key of C because you can build a harmony off of any note of the scale. So if you have a harmony built off of note 1, a C major chord would be a 1 chord. C is the tonic still, but C is also the root. But if that harmony is built off of one of the other notes of the scale, well, then that changes your root. So if you have a D minor chord in the key of C major, D is the root, but C is still the tonic. If you have an E minor chord, 3 chord, in the key of C major, now E is the root, but C is still the tonic. So you have 1 tonic, you have 7 possible roots. Now, if one of those 7 harmonies is not in root position, if it's in an inversion, now that changes your bass note. So for example, if you're in the key of C major and you have a 2 chord, a D minor chord, and it's in first inversion, now F is your bass, D is still your root, and C is still your tonic. Now, here's the next part. All of those same rules also apply to modes. You can have, in the key of C major, second mode, D Dorian, with F as a starting note. So F would be your starting note, D would be your root, and C would be your tonic. We're just dealing with melodic material as opposed to harmonic material. It's the same rules. And the reason that can happen is because your perception of the root is based on surrounding context. So for example, if you have melodic material in the key of C starting on F, and somebody's playing a D minor chord on the piano behind you, well, that's not going to sound like F Lydian. That's going to sound like D Dorian starting on the 3rd of the chord. The context matters. So if there's some surrounding context that leads your ear to hear something other than the tonic as being the root, then you're functioning in one of those harmonies or one of those other modes. It's the same rules, just one applies to harmony, chords, the other applies to melodic material, modes. My name's Mark Dooley. I've been a private music teacher for 38 years, focused on practical theory and music literacy. If you'd like to hear more, follow me. If you like lessons, contact me. If you can learn how to read words, you can learn how to read music.